I actually became an expert when it comes to writing cover letter for visa applications after refusals, right? Visa refusals actually taught me how to write cover letters, because cover letters has a way of tying up your application, right? Some of these embassies like UK, Schengen, they don't call you for physical interview, right? So it is based on your application that they will look at it and make a decision based on your application. So once I understood this, I actually preempt the questions that they might have in their heart and try to answer it in my cover letter. That's exactly how to win, right? So in today's video, we're going to be looking at a few cover letters as samples. So I'm going to be analyzing them that I've actually written for people in the past, and even for myself, right? We're going to be analyzing them. We're also going to be looking at a few refusal letter to actually understand the questions that cover letter should actually answer in today's video. So this is going to be a very detailed video explaining exactly how to write your cover letters in today's video. If you are new to this channel, I want to encourage you guys to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, turn on the bell notification button so that when I drop more amazing videos just like what you are about to watch right now, YouTube is going to send you a notification instantly. And if after watching this video you're not confident enough to write the cover letter yourself, you want me to actually do it for you, right? The first link in my video description is going to take you to my consultation class on seller. So you'll be directed to my WhatsApp number. So you just leave me a message on WhatsApp and I will jump on a call with you, understand your specific situation, and write a cover letter just for you, right? Because no two cover letters are actually the same. It's actually tailored to the individual that it's actually made for. Now, first things first, what is a cover letter? A cover letter is basically a letter that provides more information about you, your trip, what you're going to do, that helps the visa officer understand your entire situation, right? Where you work, what you do, so that they can actually determine whether you are going to come back if they give you this visa, whether you are planning to run away, stuff like that, right? So you actually need a cover letter to tie all these things up, because he explains all the documents that you have actually provided. Now, the mistake a lot of persons make is that they provide documents and they expect the visa officer to look at those documents and understand it. There are things that might be confusing, right? The cover letter is an opportunity for you to actually explain and clear all the doubts, right? So we're going to be looking at a few refusal letters, starting from my own. So this one right here is my first ever UK visa application, right? It's crazy. So it says your application for a visit to the United Kingdom has been refused. When you make an application for a visa and you get an email, right, telling you that when you get an email, a refusal email, it means that your visa has been refused. But if you get an email telling you that your passport is ready for pickup, it means that you have been given that visa. That's how the UK works, right? So once you get an email that says you've been refused, it means that you've been refused. You get your passport with no visa on it. So what this means is that any future applications you will make will be considered on individual merit. However, you are likely to be refused unless the circumstances of this application changes, right? So you have to explain that your circumstances have changed if you are reapplying. If you get a refusal, the refusals is actually a gold mine for me. It made me the best visa application person in the world, right? I can apply for any visa. As a matter of fact, when I applied for my visa, the first one was refused. We're going to be looking at it at the refusal letter in another video. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comment section and I will not hesitate to make that video for you guys. So the first application was refused. Now, but they made a mistake. They told me that I could actually go for an appeal. And you don't tell me to go for appeal. So once I saw that, I asked myself, can I win an appeal with this application? And I said no. I answered myself and I said no. And I made a fresh application that if they refuse it, I used to go for an appeal. Guess what? So the visa officer, while they were looking at my second application, actually called me on phone, right, after that application, and we became friends. And one day I was talking to him, we were together, we were talking in VI. And he told me that, Gerald, that your visa application, he just did hand like this. Nobody can refuse it, right? Well, but what he didn't know was that I was actually going in for appeal, for that particular application. I was actually making a video about that particular. It's a different country. It's not the UK. It's a different country. I'm going to be making a video about that and the application process, the refusal letter, and all of those things. Again, if you want to see that video, let me know in the comment section. I'll actually make that video for you guys. So coming back to this, the reason for these decisions are set out on the next page. So this is the next page. Let's see the reason for this decision, the refusal, why I was refused a visa. So you have applied to visit the UK and blah blah. Your application and additional relevant documents are provided with it, and your immigration history. Now this history is very important, which is why I made that video about traveling to Ghana. I'm going to be making a video about other countries that you can travel to with a Nigerian passport without a visa, right? Because it helps you build your immigration history. Now this history is very important. Your application, blah blah blah. Okay, so the decision has been refused, and these are the reasons why it was refused. You state that you wish to travel to the UK for 1 month. You state that you are earning so and so £1,000 a year, and an additional income of £20,000 a year, and you have provided a bank statement as evidence. In isolation, this document does not verify the income you state that you derive from your business, nor that your business is currently trading. Now, what does this mean? It means that the money in your bank account doesn't necessarily mean that you have a business running. You have to provide where is that money coming from. They want to know, right? So if you have 50 million in your account, you have 200 million in your account, where did that money come from? As a matter of fact, when you have a lot of money in your account, it has a big question mark, unless you can explain where that money came from. Now let's continue. You have provided a bank account statement. I'm unable to ascertain the origin of the funds. They don't know where that money came from, so you have to explain. What are you doing to earn 50 million? What are you doing to earn 200? Are you doing drugs? Are you whatever it is? You have to explain. And it's not just explaining. You have to provide documents to explain, to actually to convince the visa officer that this is exactly where you actually got this money from. Okay, so that's what I didn't do. I didn't know, so I didn't do it. Now we're going to be looking at my second application, to see how I wrote the cover letter to tie all of these things up, right? However, I'm unable to ascertain the origin of the funds. I am not satisfied that you have provided an accurate portrayal of financial circumstances. This leads me to question your intentions for this visit, as you state, or that you would leave the UK at the end of your visit. You see this thing? You need to convince them that you would leave their country at the end of your visit. Very important. So, additionally, while I accept the sponsor detail provided, I'm unable to ascertain the relationship between you and your sponsor outside this application. Now, what does this mean? A friend of mine gave me an invitation. That was my first application to the UK. He gave me an invitation to visit. So he gave me his British passport, his council tax, which is proof of his address, where he lives, and all of those things. So I actually put it there. I'm staying with him, right? So that's telling me that they were not able to find any relationship between me and this person. So I could have met somebody on the street or online. I say, give me invitation. I want to come to the UK. They need to know that you have a relationship with this person, right? Somebody was telling me a story that when he was applying for a marriage, citizenship, they said that his marriage was fake in the US, right? That what he actually provided as proof was a traffic ticket that he got. He was driving with his wife. So they got a traffic ticket. So the camera captured them that they ran red light, and they got a ticket. So that ticket, that photograph that was taken of them together, he actually included it as proof that they have a relationship, right? So I'm going to be telling you what I did, as what I provided as proof for this particular clause that was actually mentioned here. So these are some of the things that your cover letter has to explain, right? Your relationship with this person. In light of all of this, I'm not satisfied at your intentions and blah 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 blah. So my visa was refused because of these things that was mentioned. Now, when I got this application, I was actually very angry. I was angry when I got this application, right? When I got this refusal, I was angry. But when I read this thing, it made sense, right? If I was a visa officer, I would not have given myself this visa. It's as simple as that. You get, because this actually makes sense. You have to provide this information. So I made a second application, which was refused again. But hold on, I'm coming. After I saw this refusal, of course I was angry. I was like, why would they refuse me visa, right? Why? Until I read this, and of course it made sense exactly why. So I made another application, and this is my cover letter for the application. I'm going to be showing everything to you guys. So of course my address at the top. Address to the British Deputy High Commissioner, blah blah, the address and stuff, right? So I now started. I felt angry when I got an email that my last application was refused. But after I read the reason for the refusal, I must tell you, sir, that if I was a visa officer, I would have refused my application due to the fact that I left a lot of questions unanswered. That's exactly what I sent to them, for real. This is it, right? So I left a lot of questions unanswered. I plan to provide the missing answer in this application. This is a fresh application, So my name is this, and I'm the man behind the YouTube channel. I mentioned my YouTube channel, which is what I do, right? My other channel, I mentioned it. This channel is currently the biggest in Nigeria with and I just explained everything, how much I earn from the channel and blah blah and all of those things, right? Okay, so beyond the YouTube ad revenue, I also do organize, promote businesses for people on my channel and all of these things, and I get a few of this amount. So this is me explaining my financial circumstances, where my money actually come from, the money in my bank account, where did it come from? This is me explaining it now, right? Explain this. I have also attached the email conversation of this person who is the CEO and co-founder of another company, right? And the invoice for the transaction to this application, an invoice of that transaction to this application. So I did a business with them where they paid me about $7,000, I think, right? So I printed the invoice and added it to my application. So this is me referring to that document on my cover letter, right? So, and I went ahead and showed that my channel is fast growing and my YouTube revenue comes from blah blah blah. So the YouTube, when YouTube pays you, this is the address that comes into your bank account, and it was inside my bank statement, right? So I copied it and included it so that when they look at my bank statement and saw this, they know that this is what this thing is. This is me answering the questions, even the ones that they asked and the one that they have not asked, right? I'm preempting those questions and actually answering them. Okay, the core of my business is affiliate marketing, which I sell courses online and all of those things. I'm explaining my business in total. I also have a book that I've published on so, right? They also question my relationship with the person that gave me invitation. So this is where I answered that question. I said another valid issue that was raised is my relationship with Tony outside of this application. Now I called him Tony on purpose. I'm calling him a first name, not Mr. Tony or Mr. Tony so and so. I just wanted to make it look like I'm on a first name basis with this person, right? That's how I think, and you should think like this too if you actually want to write one of the best cover letters ever. So this is it with Tony. To clarify that, I have attached 17 bank transaction receipts dating as far back as 2017. Detailing where Tony sent me different payments for jobs I did for him, which are mostly around website design and development for the websites I've actually built for him in the past. I mentioned all those websites and other things. I remember he sent me money as a birthday present 2 years ago. That receipt of that transaction was also included. Here, I've actually proven that I know Tony personally. Do you get? So that question in that refusal letter has been answered. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I build this website for Tony and still manage them from time to time. I have also attached WhatsApp conversation between me and Tony from the 19th of November 2020. I would have had WhatsApp conversations from 2017 to date if I had not changed my phone from Apple to Samsung. Right? This is me providing context and answers to the questions that the visa officer might actually have. Okay? Should you have concerns about the authenticity of the transaction I have attached, I have provided the login details on my bank. This is me going above and beyond. And please, if it's your first application, go above and beyond because you need that travel history. You need it, right? So I'm going to be showing you my subsequent applications for a UK visa. I don't explain all of those things. I'm applying for a visa to so and so 10 days and blah, blah, and they approve it, right? So this first one is actually the most critical, very important. So I've attached the login details of my GT Bank login, user ID and password and stuff. I just gave it to them. Of course, I know that they will not go through it, but I want to provide context and convince you beyond reasonable doubt that if I go, I would come back. That you should trust me, right? These are the main things. These are the issues that were raised. So I have addressed all of these issues in my cover letter. So when I'm writing cover letters for people, I've actually gone through I've seen a lot of refusals, so I think I know all the questions that they have, right? So I try to answer those questions in my cover letters. So if you want me to write your cover letter for you, please book a one-on-one session with me by clicking on the first link in my video description. It's going to take you to Seller. Make payment, and after payment, you're going to be directed to my WhatsApp, right? And of course, we'll pick a date and a time, and I'll jump on a Zoom meeting with you, Zoom or Google meeting with you, right? So you show me your documents and explain yourself to me, and we'll craft the perfect cover letter for you. Okay? So that's it. So this is it. And this particular visa got refused again. This application got refused again. But then It wasn't because of the reason they gave earlier. It was for a different reason, which was their mistake. Let me show you. So this is the reason that they gave this time around. Your application for 14 days for tourism, you said that you're self-employed with this and this and that and blah blah. So they now said, for example, deposit of $2 million on so and so date, and $2.85 million on so and so date. These are large credits that I did not explain where they came from, right? I took my account. I did not have any $2.8 million deposit inside my account, right? So, but I submitted my GT Bank dollar account, statement and all. So they mistook my Naira account to my dollar account. So I reapplied, and in that cover letter, what I told them was that I pointed out a mistake for them, and told them that it is not fair that I'm having to make a fresh application and pay for their own mistake. Do you get? I guilt-tripped them, and of course that visa was approved. That's how I got my first visa for the UK, right? So this actually helped me with writing cover letters, and I've gotten a whole lot of other visas because I understand exactly how to write cover letter. Most recently, I just got my Canadian visa, and of course I wrote a cover letter for that one as well. So this is another refusal, another client of mine. This is another refusal that he got. It was refused. So, and this is the reason that they gave. We looked at your application, your immigration history, an interview with you, an interview with your sponsor. Okay, so this is the reason that they gave is that they said that they are not sure. If I remember correctly, importance. You state that you are earning and self-employed and blah blah operating the business. You have not provided any document to demonstrate that your business is operating or show that you derive any profit from your business, and this and this and that, provide trip and blah. The damage your credibility or application, raise concern about your intention to travel to the UK at this time, right? So they were talking about this. They talked about this, and of course, we reapplied. I wrote the cover letter for him. Let me see if I can find that cover letter. I'm not sure I can find that cover letter right now, but of course we reapplied immediately. I helped him reapply, and in that application, I answered all the questions that they raised, including providing his business pictures, his travel to Malaysia to go and get his containers, his travel to South Korea to get his containers, where he's loading the containers, all of those things, right? Invoices, bill of lading that he's using to import his containers, and all of those things. We have to provide all of those things to actually show that his business is trading. And guess what? They refused him again. Do you know why this time around? They went to the CAC website to check if his company was the status of the company. On the CAC website, he said that his company was whatever. The status was non-trading, something like that, because he has not filed for his tax return. They explained that refusal letter. That was the reason why he was refused. Of course, we had to reapply again. We had to fix the tax issue and reapply again, and they gave him the visa. Right? So refusals are actually your friend as opposed to your enemy in most cases. Okay? So but he had a little travel history. He has been to Malaysia, to Singapore, to he's a business person, so he brings containers. So this is another refusal for another client of mine. So this guy had a lot of money in his account. I think one account had over almost 200 million naira, and the other one had about 75 million naira inside his account and all of that. So, and of course he still got refused. So we had to reapply for him, explaining his business. He has a small shop around on the mainland. So we had to bring pictures, a whole lot of documentation to actually prove those monies, right? He sells phones and stuff. So here's the thing. He sells phone of about a phone, maybe an iPhone, as at 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Was about maybe like 1 million naira. And he has a deposit of 12 million, 10 million randomly inside his account. So of course we have to provide context of where those monies were actually coming from. So right here is the cover letter of my last application. You see, I just said I wish to take a 10-day vacation to the UK, right? I have a YouTube channel, so number of subscribers. It's fast growing, and beyond this is what I do, blah 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 blah, and this I provided the application, my bank letter of reference from my bank, accommodation from bookings.com, and flight reservation. That's all, right? You see, this particular application now, I didn't have to make it as detailed as the first time I was applying, right? Because now I'm a frequent traveler. They know me. So once I apply right now, I have a friend of mine that he will apply for visa, UK visa, without any cover letter. The last time he didn't even provide accommodation and the flight booking, and the visa was approved. because he has history now. So you need to build that history. As a first timer, your cover letter needs to be top notch, and I can actually write it for you if you want me to. This is another cover letter I wrote for another client, right? She was refused, and these are the reasons that were given. So I started my application by saying, in response to my first application, I received the refusal letter, which I read comprehensively. And in this second application, I hope to address the issues raised and provide additional documents and explain where necessary, right? So the first thing they said that you have applied to travel to the UK for 4 months for an academic visit, while I acknowledge your sponsor proposes to bear the cost for your visit. However, I must take into account your personal and economic circumstances, your home country, including your intentions to visit, right? So you stated that you were a student in Ghana. She's actually a student in Babcock University. So I'm not sure where they actually found Ghana, because I reviewed the application and I didn't see where they mentioned Ghana there. I acknowledge that you have provided information on shows you are engaged as a student. From the information provided, I've been unable to establish your current personal financial circumstances, because she didn't provide her personal bank statement. It was the people that were her sponsors that she provided her sponsors' bank statement. So it didn't have to do that. So furthermore, I know that you're entirely reliant on third-party funding for your trip and this and this and that. They're not sure that she's going to leave the UK. When they So you know what I did? Because she's a student and she was a first class student, she has a 4 point something CGPA, almost 5.0 CGPA. So I told her to give me her transcript. She printed it and sent it to me, and this is what I wrote. Reason number 2 referred to me as a student in Ghana. I'm not sure where the information came from, but because I'm a student of the Department of Sociology and Social Works in this university, right? I've answered that particular one. Now, there's other reasons seem to focus on my current personal and financial circumstances. I did not include my bank statement because I thought that it is insignificant, considering the fact that my sponsors are bearing the cost of my visit. But I have included both my Naira and the USD account with the account numbers as part of this application now. Do you get? My bank account will show the money currently available to me and transaction between me and my brothers. Her brothers were actually the people sponsoring her trip. So she mentioned the name of her brothers, again, first name basis, so that it doesn't look as if I'm calling my brother Okechukwu Johnson Suleiman, right? First name basis. I did that on purpose again. In addition to being a student, I also do makeup on the side and blah. Majority of the funds in my bank account and money in my dollar account are from my brothers. Mention the brother's name again. I do believe that this account statement will address the issue raised in the refusal letter, which particularly stated, I now stated exactly what they stated in the refusal letter. Do you get? Now, let's go to the next issue. Another issue raised was that you are not able to certify that I will leave the UK at the expiration of my exchange program. To address this, I have attached my academic transcript, which clearly shows that I'm a student of so and so school, right, with a CGPA of this. Now, I now listed her CGPA right here. First year this, second year this, third year this, and this and this and that, right? I mentioned, okay, first year, first semester, second semester, first year, second year, second semester, and first semester, right? I mean that I'm definitely graduating top of my class with a first class degree in sociology and social works. Hence it will be stupid of me or anyone, in my opinion, to choose to become an illegal immigrant in the United Kingdom, where the clear alternative is to come back to Nigeria at the expiration of my exchange program, complete my studies in Babcock University, and graduate with a first class honors, which most likely means a fully funded scholarship for my masters in any country and institution of my choice. When I wrote this, she saw it, she was like, this word is so strong. I said, no, I actually want it to be this strong. I want it to be this strong, for a reason. And guess what? Her visa was approved with this particular cover letter and this reapplication. So if you had a rejection before, you can actually be to your own advantage. All you need to do is to bring it to us. We'll look at it and, of course, craft a new cover letter and help you, and also help you apply. If you actually want us to help you apply, we can actually help you do all of that, right? But here's one thing. When it comes to visa applications, there's only one of two outcomes. It's either they say yes or they say no. And they can actually. But 99% of the time, if you do the right thing, they will not refuse you. So, and we would actually help you make sure that that doesn't happen. So all you need to do is to click on the first link in my video description, and it's going to take you to Seller. Make payments, of course, for my consultation, and I will help you craft your cover letter. As a matter of fact, I'll help you look at your refusal letter and help you make a fresh application if you actually want us to help you do that for a different fee. And if you have any questions at all, any clarifications, any questions, just want to say thank you, Gerald. The comment section is right there. Just put it right there, and I will be there to answer all of your questions. And again, if you've gotten any value from this video, I want to encourage you again to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, turn on the bell notification button so that when we drop amazing videos just like what you've watched right now, YouTube is going to send you a notification instantly. And if you're wondering what documents you need to apply for a UK visa, this video showing up right here will show you guys exactly the documents that you need. So go ahead and watch that video, and let me know what you think in the comment section, guys.